Hello all you miraculous movers. I am going to attempt, let me rephrase that, I'm going to do another recipe. I tried to do the stuffed acorn squash the other day, and unfortunately the video cut off on some of the ingredients. I'm probably still going to put that one up, but I'm going to do this one as well, just because it's one of my favorite recipes. Actually, I'm forgetting one ingredient I need to grab real quick actually. Very simple, again, very simple recipe for meatloaf. This is how I do it, okay? It ain't got to be the way you do it, but this is how I do it. The first thing I start with, as you can see over here, I've already browned some, not browned, I've simmered some garlic and onions. The reason I do that, I just like that flavor better. It may take away some of the nutrient profile, but I like the garlic to be a little cooked. I don't put it raw in the meatloaf. It just has kind of that and it leaves that garlicky taste in your mouth that's not so pleasant. So I like to cook them a little bit first. It was probably 4 cloves of garlic and maybe a quarter of a medium-sized onion. You guys are going to find out I'm not exact with my recipes. Like each time, I get this from my mom. Each recipe is going to be a little different for me. If you want exact measurements, figure them out for yourself. The reason I do that is that some days I may want a little more garlic. Some days I may want a little bit more of a certain spice. I like to leave myself wiggle room in the kitchen. That way it doesn't get boring. If you always stick to the recipe, it's going to get boring for you. So leave, just like in life, leave a little room to shake things up a bit. I think already show you guys, well, it's on the other video, how to peel garlic. I did want to show you that again real quick. Basically all you do, it's very simple. I'm just going to do this with 1 clove. Get you a dry, empty mason jar. This happens to be a old honey mason jar. Let me take the top off real quick. And you pop the garlic clove in there, and you, 1 second, give it some good shakes. Look at that. Peeled garlic. Very simple, because it's a little bit aggravating to take garlic peel off. I'm just going to leave that in there so I can use it next time. It'll keep it fresh. Alright, the ingredients to this are, again, pretty simple. I got the garlic and onions over there. Himalayan salt. Remember, don't be afraid of this stuff, guys. This salt is vital, and Himalayan is great for your body. 21 Season Salute from Trader Joe's. I really like this stuff. Fresh pepper, ground pepper, rosemary, okay, and basil. Okay, so basically it's very simple. And my meat mixture here, I'm going to turn this around and let you see, is a whole pack of grass-fed burger and half a pack of the new non-GMO, non-antibiotic ground pork that they actually have at Trader Joe's. I like to add a little pork to my meatloaf. Most meatloaf recipes are like that. It just adds a little bit more flavor and a little bit more fat. So that's like an 80-15 ratio on that meat to fat. So yeah, pretty simple. I'm going to say probably a tablespoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, about a teaspoon of rosemary, about half a teaspoon of basil, and about half a teaspoon of the seasoning salute. I really season my stuff, y'all. I mean, I don't hold back. And again, those are not exact measurements. I kind of go on smell. When it gets to a certain smell I know I like. And with the salt, I've honestly never over salted something. I can honestly say that. Never in the history of cooking have I over salted my food. I've under salted it, but I've never over salted it. I mean, I've gotten to the point where I really believe in it, and don't be scared of the salt, okay? That's probably different than what a lot of health professionals say, but this Himalayan stuff, it assimilates well into the body. It doesn't strip your body of nutrients like table salt does. It's got a lot of good stuff. The last ingredient I wanted to mention is the raw milk cheddar. What I actually do is once I make the loaf, I actually cut cubes, small cubes, and you'll see those. I'm going to do them in a minute and show you. Cut small cubes and stuff them in the meatloaf, okay? And then I also have a topping for this, which is going to be a mixture of the Trader Joe's organic barbecue sauce and organic balsamic vinegar. So we got that coming too. I've already done my sweet potatoes. I just already cooked those earlier. We're going to have some sweet potatoes too. And yeah, we'll be right back with... I'm going to finish, I'll show you guys how I do the cheese, and I'm going to pop it in the oven. This is going to be cooked about, I like to leave mine a little underdone. I know you might freak out about that with the pork or the beef, but I'm telling you guys, the less you can cook meat, the better. The more nutritional value, the less carcinogens. So I'm going to cook this for about 25 to 30 minutes on about 375. I don't like to cook my meat on real high heat, and I like to leave it a little underdone. That's just me. I don't believe in all that. I mean, this is quality meat. Trader Joe's has very high standards on the quality of their meat, so I'm not scared of it. If you are, then cook it more, but I don't. I like to leave it a little bit medium to medium well on the doneness. So, and I would probably eat it raw if it wasn't for my fiance. But anyway, all right, we'll be back, guys. All right, guys, we're back. I turned the camera duties over to my beautiful fiance, Erica, and I'm going to show you guys real quick 3 things. One, putting the cheese in the meatloaf into the oven. Also, the salad dressing we're going to be eating tonight. It is my go-to salad dressing besides balsamic vinegar and olive oil. That's my other one. This dressing I use all the time. It's really great. And I'm also going to do the topping for the meatloaf, with the sauce we're going to do for the meatloaf as well. So basically with the cheese, I cut 4 slices off of the 4 slices off the block, and then I cut them lengthwise, cubed them, and made these smaller pieces. And basically all I'm going to do is I'm going to stuff these all over the meatloaf. You can see, I'll get a closer view there. Like this, I'm going to stuff them all the way down in there, and then cover them up, cover the holes. I know a lot of people say, well, why don't you just put it in there when you're mixing up? Because I don't want to. I like doing it like this. Kind of makes me feel more like a kid. And you'll notice too that I'm like a mad scientist in the kitchen. I tend to make a mess, which is fine. Don't be afraid to make a mess in the kitchen, and don't worry so much about cleaning up as you go and all that kind of stuff, because that can take away from some of the pleasure. Like if you're so anxious, I have a certain family member that I love dearly that is that way. Hey guys, I'm getting to practice a little patience with the videography, not the person, the phone. Making these videos is a test, I'm telling you. It takes a lot of work to do videos, especially when you're kind of just starting to do it. So anyway, salad dressing. This is my go-to salad dressing. As you can see, the meatloaf has already come out. I don't want to forget about that. See how the cheese is popping out? Let your meat rest. That's at about medium. It came out about medium. It's going to be medium well by the time we eat, because it's been resting and it's going to continue to cook. I'm actually going to use these drippings from this. I'm going to save them and use them for cooking sweet potatoes in tomorrow. That's really delicious. Good way to get the most out of your food product. Yeah, so we're going to go into the salad dressing. I got 2 tablespoons of olive oil in here, so extra virgin olive oil. I got about a teaspoon and a half of apple cider vinegar. I've got yellow mustard. I'm going to put about a teaspoon of yellow mustard. healthy teaspoon, and liquid stevia, about 6 drops of liquid stevia. This is my go-to salad dressing, guys. I eat this stuff all the time. And then you just whisk it up. Pretty simple. That's that. And then we're gonna do the topping for the, I found this barbecue sauce at Trader Joe's. It's new sriracha barbecue sauce. I'm gonna do about 2, maybe 3 tablespoons of this. And I'm gonna add some, alright guys, I added about teaspoon and a half of organic balsamic vinegar to the Trader Joe's barbecue sauce. That's going to be the sauce we're going to have with the meatloaf. Yeah, so that's pretty much it as far as this meal goes, except for making a salad. The salad is going to be real simple. Mixed greens with bell peppers. Nothing fancy with that. Yeah, so we'll be back in a few minutes once we're sitting down eating, and we'll close it out. Alright y'all, we're about to dig in. Dun, dun, dun. It's the finished product. Looks pretty delicious. Yeah, we always say grace, say thank you for the food. God is good to us, and He's better to us maybe than we deserve sometimes. But we're really grateful to live in a country where we can get nutritious food like this, to have jobs that can pay for it, and have each other to be able to enjoy it. Yeah, because that's really what food is all about, y'all. It's about being good to your body and spending the time eating that food with the people that you love. So make time to do that. Make time to cook for yourself. And remember that you are a miraculous mover. Love y'all. Bye.